Hello, today I would like to present about the code commit and explore the powerful features and workflows of it. Code commit is a fully managed version control service that makes it easy for teams to collaborate on code securely and efficiently. So the AWS have a well-known documentation about it, and you can see all these details here. As a beginner, you can start about from this document. So just go to the AWS CodeCommit page. It's a document is there. It's a user guide. This is not that. So here, just go to the features, and you can see the various features of the AWS CodeCommit. As you know, the Git is the well-known command utility to manage the versioning, and CodeCommit is closely integrated with it. You can leverage familiar Git command and workflows to manage your repositories, making it easy for developers to get started. Regarding the encryption, it encrypts your data address using AWS Key Management Service, and all communication with CodeCommit repositories is encrypted using SSL protocols. And not only the encryption, you can also use the fine-grained access control with it. CodeCommit integrates with AWS IAM, Identity and Access Management, allowing you to define fine-grained access control. You can manage the user access permissions, policies at the repository and branch level. It will secure your collaboration with the. As I mentioned earlier, CodeCommit is fully managed service, which means AWS take care of the underlying infrastructure, ensuring high availability and scalability. CodeCommit stores your code in highly available and durable manner across multiple AWS availability zones. This ensures that your code is protected against failures and provide reliable access to your repositories. AWS integrated with multiple other AWS services. CodeCommit seamlessly integrate with AWS Code Pipeline, Code Build, and Code Deploy. This integration allows you to build end-to-end CI/CD pipelines and automate your software releases. During this demo, I will go for demo after this introduction. We will walk through the process of setting up CodeCommit repository, managing branches, and performing SSL version control operation. Also, I will show how we need to manage the user access. So, without further ado, let us dive into the CodeCommit demo. Go to the AWS console, search the service CodeCommit service, click the repositories. So I'm going to my first repository. So create repository, just provide the name, for creating the code repository. Just the name is enough. You don't need to make it any other configuration or anything. The AWS itself, they provide the backend encryption and all other things for you. Click on the uh, clone URL. You can copy the path. You need to clone it to your local laptop or computer. So just you can use click it and it will copy to your clipboard. Also, this you can get it via the AWS CLI. We will go. We'll use that later. So this you can use to clone your repository by AWS CLI or Git command. So before we go to the cloning, I will show you how you create the user for the AWS CodeCommit. Creating a demo user is all the setting we can keep it as a default. And as for demo, I don't want to change the first logo. Just remove the tick mark, rest everything default, and apply the policy directly to the user. Just search it, code commit. And here I am using the power user. I don't want to do the full access of this one. So this will prevent deleting the the code repository. Because it's a power user, you can create all other things, you can do it. But for the normal working condition, you can make the manageable the policy and apply it to some groups and add multiple users to the group. So please remember, just download the CSV file with the logon link, user ID, and the password. So I will log into the console with this demo user. This user only have the access to create the code repository and manage it. It doesn't have any other access. So we added only one policy, so you can see it. So more than that, we need to use the command line. So we need to create access keys. Just select the user and security credential tab and create the access key. This access key we need to use the AWS CLI command. We need to create the AWS CLI config file in the laptop or computer, wherever you are trying to access it. So download the CSV file. So it's a one-time activity. You will not be able to retrieve this information later. So just download it and keep it. And also anytime you can create a new access keys and use it. It's rotating time to time. The access keys is good. But other than the AWS CLI, you need to use the HTTPS Git credential. So we wanted to use the Git command. So there is another separate credential. Just generate it and keep it with you, and we will configure this later. So download the credential. Okay, so now we are all set. We have the user ID, access keys, and HTTPS Git credential. So just log into the console. We will start with the console with this new demo user. Okay, so we are in. You can use this document, AWS document, what we need to use. So first, we need to create the repository. Go to the documentation and work with repositories. There is the first place. You can see create repository. Here you can see create repository console, and below there CLI and the Git. So the suitable option, you can use it. And all the commands, all the step-by-step information you can see here. So, or new repository, perfect. We have the new repository. So just created, there is no comments, no branches, nothing. So we need to see these branches. First we need to commit. So we need either we need to upload the file or create a file in the console itself. Then do the commit. Then we can use all other features, all the things we can with this repository. So one sample code. This Terraform code. Just for the code, you don't need to worry about what it is here. Put the file name. So in this case, I wanted one more folder. So I create, you can see the file name before the app is the folder. So slash, then the file name. We are not able to create any folder directly in the repository. So if we need a folder, we have to use it's in the file name path. So sometimes we need, it's not that someday always we need multiple folder in the repository for each module or something. So you have to use it with the file name. So here you can will go to the repository and you can see the app, this folder. So here, go to the repository, the folder, then you can see the file. And the first commit. And now you can see the, let's say the branches is the main branch. So this is the default branch. So this is everything we have. So in case we need more branches, now we are able to create the branches. So create dev. So if in case you need to change the default branch, you have to go to the settings and the default branch. You can see the section and select the new branch which you need to click and the save. Always you have to click the save button in the below of the action. You can see default. There is a lot of sections there, so there should be a chances to you click the wrong save and it will not. Maybe your changes can discard it. Okay, so I'm going to update the existing file. You can see I am working right now in the dev branch. So we'll do the second commit. So all this action is in the dev branch. We change our dev branch as a default. So the second commit. Okay, so go to the commits. You can see the two commits and which branch. You can see that it's in the dev branch. So if you go to the main, here only our first commit. So go to create one more branch. So I wanted to make it from the main. So, so only one commit. So change the pro as you can see here. So now I need to merge the dev to the prod. I change the prod branch is the default one, so it will not prevent to delete the dev. So now dev is not the default branch. We will not able to delete our default branches here. So I did the pull request, so everything is okay, and going to merge it. So here is the three options. We can keep it our the branch, the both branch, or we can merge it together. So I'm going to merge it together, so it will remove the dev branch and keep it everything in the prod. So and in the prod you can see both commits, and prod is the default branch. This is your repository, and how to create the repository, how to create the branches, and how to change the default branches. So this is how you can delete it. But as I mentioned, our user didn't have the access to delete it, so you can't, because this is some prevention. So we just granted our access rights. This is all about how you can manage the repository via the console. So we can use it. We already created the access keys and the HTTP git credential, so we can write with the command line. So the AWS command line, so you can say always, I already installed the AWS CLI. So first I need to set it with the CLI config file. Let's say the profile. So the provide access key, which we created before. You can leave it as it is, or so before I use the central one, so just a format. So go to the same page, move down, you can see the AWS CLI, how we need to create the repository. Before we start creating the repository, it is better we just check it, the existing details, and that we can use the list repositories. It will show all the repositories, what it is there. So we can create it. So if you don't know the command, either you can enable the tab completion, or you can copy the command from here. So just set the command, and you need to update the repository name and these details. So here you can see the clone HTTPS. You need to make it. These details you can see them. So here we have our new repository is already there. You need to get the details of your repository. Use the get repository. So list repository will show all the repositories from the code commit, and get repository with the name of the repository. It will show the details of that particular repository. Oh, AWS CodeCommit, and there is a lot of commands. So just put tab. You can see here all this. You can try it later. So you can create the merge full requests, create branches, and update your repositories, update your repository name. So this all you can use it here. So this is all about the brief summary about this, how we use with the AWS CLI for the post code commit management. And we need to use the git command. You can go there, the page, the git, how you need to use here. First, we need to set up our git config file, like we did it for the AWS CLI config, AWS profile. You need here also, you need to create the config file in your local computer profile. So you can see here, this only just copy paste. This is nothing you need to get anything, or you can use the git config command, and this is so. Is which form are you using? So in the Windows, it's easy, just copy paste and it will work. So I already set it this one, the config file. You can see my config file is, everything is ready. So I'm just cloning, git clone, and the path I copied from the before we used the get repository my demo. So okay, so error, yeah, authentication failed. Okay, I wanted to use that HTTP credential, and no, I the first time I didn't put it. I pasted the wrong command. I have one credential. Okay, so now you can see our repository. I moved to the my demo. So I copied one file to there. Its status. So okay, I need to commit this one. Okay, I will show it in the console also what is going to happen here. So this is our the new repository which I was created with the AWS CLI. So there is nothing right now. So in the local repository, so I added one file. So I need to commit now. So the default branch here, the main. So once we upload, it will take the main, as long as we are not providing any separate name. Let's commit. It is not reflect. So we need to push it. The security warning and the password, I set one command here to delete from the keychain. So that's not, you can ignore it. That. So refresh it. Now you can see the file here. So git push, and it's in the main branch. So the AWS CodeCommit, this is, you can use the console or the AWS CLI or Git, or in any time we can use any. So we can change it time to time, or we can use it all together. It's depend upon which one is feasible for that time. So I created one more branch, and I move to the dev. We need to push this to reflect the new branch in our code commit. Create one empty file. So git commit. Okay, now we need to push it. So this is the new branch. So it's if you put the git push, you'll get the error. See? So we need to use the parameter set upstream. Now it's pushed. Okay, let's create the new branch here. Yeah, the both file you can see here. Our empty file and the first the Terraform core. Yeah, the both are here. So these all are the things we need to go more deeply. You can try it with the AWS Git command or AWS CLI or the console. So this is your mind. So in case we we face some issues, we need to troubleshoot it. So where we need to get this all the details. So just go to the CodeCommit user guide. All the details you can see here, troubleshooting, and here the working with the repository, working with the branches, working with files. These all details you can see. So working how you need to create is all the option. You need to create the branches, console, CLI, and Git, like we saw it in the create repository. It's just copy paste. If you know in the beginning you can use the copy paste the command, and also I would recommend you always use the tab completion. It will uh, prevent this typo, most probably, at least mitigate your command error here. The left side you can see also the troubleshoot. So if you see some error, or maybe git config or AWS CLI config or something. Go to the page, particularly here. Okay, usually the git commands or something you see. So go there, the clear instruction there, you can complete that. So here also you need to create the user and provide the policies. Go to the security and IAM policy. There is AWS manage policy and user manage. Oh yeah. So you can use the policy generator and use and apply the policy there. So that's all about the AWS CodeCommit. We refer the user guide, AWS CLI, Git, and console. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you. Bye bye.